Hey everyone, happy Wellness Wednesday. I want to share with you a little bit more of myself and my health journey. And so let me know that you're here and joining in, and let me know where you're tuning in from. And I'm going to start off by asking you, have you ever felt overwhelmed and hopeless about your health situation? If so, I know exactly how that feels, and I've totally been there. And so I'm going to tell you a little more about what I experienced. So between around 2008 and 2015, for 7 years, I experienced chronically low energy. I was often barely getting through the workday as a speech therapist, working long hours, doing IEPs and special ed paperwork on the computer after hours, often rushing through lunch and running around, feeling like I was spinning in circles, barely taking time to even eat lunch and care for myself. Feeling like I needed a pick-me-up in the afternoon, relying on caffeine or a sugary treat in the afternoon. I was feeling sick either while eating or after eating. People sometimes thought that I was pregnant because my belly would get bloated after eating sometimes, which was super embarrassing. And I would feel nauseous sometimes after eating. I went to multiple doctor visits and felt misunderstood. I felt like I was being pinballed around from specialist to specialist, doctor to doctor. I had no diagnosis, no clear answers as to what was happening with my body and why I was feeling so unwell. I ended up going to some more natural doctors during my 7-year journey and discovered that most of the support was not covered by insurance. So I was investing significant finances out of pocket to get progress. I had a very defining moment when, toward the end of the 7 years, I started developing a new symptom. I started having very painful flares of pain in my hands and my feet. And when it would happen, I needed to sit down. And one time I clearly remember I was playing one of those dance games, like Just Dance, I believe it was, with a friend from college. And I was at my house. She was visiting me, and I had to sit down because the pain in my hands and my feet got so bad that I could no longer, it was especially in my feet, I could no longer remain standing. And it was a profound moment for me because I loved dance. One of my favorite things was dance throughout my life. And to not be able to stand up because of the pain was something that was concerning and extremely emotional for me, given that I had been seeking help for 7 years up until that point. And this was a brand new symptom that I was now experiencing, despite all of my efforts to get well. And I had also, some people who know me might know this about me, that I got trained to be a Zumba instructor. And that kind of goes back to my love of dance again. However, when I started teaching Zumba, substituting for some teachers and just getting started doing it, I often found myself exhausted, and it was difficult for me to not be affected by the high energy and the high demands of being an energetic Zumba instructor for a whole hour. And my body would have a huge toll. I would feel the toll on it either, after the Zumba class that I taught, the next day, and sometimes even into the rest of the week, because my health was really struggling. And at this point, I had a huge stack of medical records. I remember so many times bringing them and telling my story once again to a new doctor, a new office, a new specialist, and feeling like I was a broken record, sharing the story over and over and over again. And I remember when I got the new symptom of the burning in my hands and feet, I remember one evening just the depth of despair that I had. I remember, I believe I laid on the floor, I sat on the floor, and I was in tears because I realized that things were not getting better, that they were actually getting worse despite all of my efforts. I remember some late nights and Google sessions just hoping and praying that I would find quality support, someone who truly cared, who would take time with me to get to the bottom of the problem, to get to the roots once and for all. And I had a moment where I call it my come to Jesus moment, where I knew that I needed to turn my health around. I didn't know how, but I knew that I needed to press on and keep going and take full responsibility for my health and my happiness, even though up until that point I was feeling exhausted and frustrated and feeling like I still did not have the answers that I needed. So I picked myself back up. I was able to get some more answers to get to the roots of my problems, and discovered the power of holistic health, the importance of mind, body, and soul. I pursued a certification to be a health coach, and I'm a certified health coach now. I'm also a gluten-free practitioner, experienced and well-versed in helping people with food sensitivities and autoimmune conditions and inflammatory conditions. I'm always researching, learning, and growing. And I have a proven, reliable, repeatable system to be able to help my clients to have vibrant energy, to be able to enjoy eating again, to have great digestion, to be able to move more freely without aches and pains, to be able to think clearly, to organize their thoughts, and to take much needed time, self-care time for themselves and their health. And so I'm excited and so happy to share with you that my dream of being able to work for myself more is coming to a reality, has been a reality more than ever. And I'm helping other people to prioritize their health and their self-care and to help them to be the best version of themselves. And so if you would love help overcoming your chronic health challenges, feeling tired, having aches and pains, dealing with digestive issues, having trouble with forming clear thoughts, feeling like you're spinning in circles and getting nowhere, and you would like to experience vibrant health again, direct message me and we could set up a time, a complimentary one-on-one upgrade your life discovery call. So I'm going to end with, would you love support? It would be an honor to see if we'd be a good fit to work together, to offer you support and to help you believe in your dreams and that you deserve to have the best possible health and life, no matter what you've been experiencing up until now. Thank you so much for listening. And it was awesome to be able to share my story. I think that was probably the most detailed or maybe most vulnerable share that I have done up until this point. God bless you, and reach out if you would love my support. Have a good evening.